Welcome to lesson 61 of course 2. In this lesson we're going to talk about the area of a parallelogram and also the angles that make up a parallelogram. We're going to find the area and also specific angles within a parallelogram. Your vocabulary is not new, but we need to review it. A trapezoid only has one pair of parallel sides. So as you see this trapezoid down here, you can see that this A and B are parallel, but these two are not. Although they appear the same, they're not parallel. They face each other. So that is called a trapezoid because it only has one pair of parallel sides, where the rhombus and the parallelogram over here both have two sets of parallel sides. So they are both parallelograms. All right. If you recall from investigation 6, which you did, that parallelograms are also classified as quadrilaterals, in which they have both pairs of opposite sides, have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So these are parallelograms. This is not, because it does not have two sets of parallel sides. This down here is a parallelogram. And the thing you need to remember, as we calculate area of parallelograms, what we'll do is that we will use base times height, unlike when we used length and width for rectangles. We're going to use base and height like we do with triangles, and we're going to use that. Always going to be looking at this one here, right? Don't be thrown off by all the others. Look at the base and the height. Base and the height. That's what you're after. If it's a triangle, you'd then divide it by 2, but because it's not a triangle, we won't divide by 2, as you will see. All right, so using our area parallelogram formula, we have area equals base times height. We've got the parallelogram park, where we all love to go and skate. It's a small park in a town, and we have the dimensions here. Our assignment is to find the perimeter of the park and also the area. The perimeter, you should all be able to do pretty rapidly. You're just going to, if you've got 50 here, that means you'll have 50 there, so that's 100. And if you have 80 here, you'll have 80 here. That'll be another 160. So our perimeter is going to be 260 yards. And I think you're all able to do that. Now, see if you can calculate the area. Do we care about this when we calculate the area? Do we do 80 times 50? No, we don't, because 50 is not our height. 50 is one of the sides, but it's not our height. Our height is right here. Height times width. They're always going to be perpendicular. Make sure that you use perpendicular numbers. And 8 times 4 is 32. Add our 2 zeros, we get 3,200 yards squared. And that would be our answer for B. Let's take a look at another one. We did this in investigation 6, where we took a rectangle and then we tilted a little bit. And what that did was it took these 90-degree angles and it made this one more than 90 and this one less than 90. So they're slightly more than 90, slightly less than 90. But still, all four of these are going to add up to 360 because they're 90, 90, 9 times 4. Same thing here. This is going to all total 360. And if you remember that, you'll be okay, because all it is that rectangle kind of got blown over. But has anything really changed? No, it's just a little bit on a tilt. And in this example here, as we look down here, we'll see that they're using 100-degree angles for this and 80-degree angles for this. But that's not always how they do it. All right, so in this parallelogram ABCD here to the right, angle D is 110 degrees. It wants you to find the other three angles. Now remember, if it was a rectangle, that would tell us that these two here are going to be the same, that D and B are going to be exactly the same, aren't they? So this one here we know is going to be 110 degrees. Now, knowing that, and knowing that the whole thing has to equal 360, or you could say that this used to be 90 and now it's 110, so it's gone up by how many? It's gone up by 20, so that means this one here will have gone down by 20. And what is 90 minus 20? It is 70. 70. Now let's check our work. Is 110 plus 70 180? It is. And 110 plus 70 is 180, and 180 plus 180 is 360. So we should have 110, and then A is 70 degrees, B was the 110, and C was 70 degrees. That should be our answers. Yeah, there you go. There's our B, and then A and C were both 70. All right, hopefully you can see that. It should be pretty apparent. If not, let's talk about it. All right, here's two for you to practice on before we finish up this lesson. Find the perimeter and area of each of these parallelograms. Please stop the video and do them, and then turn it back on, and I will work the answers. Okay, with A here, I have 10 on this side, so that means this angle hit, this will be 10 also, and this will be 12. That's going to be my perimeter. 12 and 12 is 24, 34, 44. So for A, my perimeter is equal to 44. Now, my area, I don't care about this 10 because it's not perpendicular. I got to go over here and look at this 8. I'm going to take 12 times 8, and that's 96. So my area is going to equal 96. And let's just make it meters squared. We'll make this 44 meters. B, a little bit different shape. Kind of throw you off a little bit, but not really. Again, our area, I'm going to take, and I know these two sides are the same. I can see they're the same. So that's 26, 36, 46. So my perimeter is going to equal 46. We'll make this one feet. And then for my area is height times base. Do I use the 13? No, I don't. I use the 12 here because it's perpendicular to my 10. And I do 12 times 10, 120 feet. And because area, I'm always going to square it. All right, did you get those answers? I sure hope so. Let's check them, make sure they're right. Hey, we got that one. And we got that one. We like it when we do it right. Here's your TIDs for tomorrow. Please send them in tonight. Write down any questions you have. We'll review them in class. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you all tomorrow.